Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm actually doing a video that I was recommended in my comments from, I believe, someone, their name was Pushpack, and this is kind of the thing I've been looking to watch and react to for a while. Cause I've done a couple of American football videos, and I just kind of really had no idea, like I was impressed by what I was seeing, but I had no idea really what was going on with all the rules of that game and that kind of stuff because I'm only really familiar with rugby. And the more I've watched and the more you've commented about American football, the more I've realised how actually different it is. Like there are pretty much no similarities that I can name other than the ball being the same shape and it being a contact sport. But yeah, so thank you Pushback for recommending this video, the rules of American football explained, and this will be a good one today for me to watch, I think.
Nin explains the rules of American football.
Turn that down a little
The
bit
object
for me,
of the game is
it's
for your
really
team to
loud.
score more points than the opposing team. Teams are made up of 46 players in the NFL, with 11 players taking to the field at any one time. The field
11 actually playing at one time, so they've got a lot of players on the bench, or are they just like backup players or something?
is 100 yards long by 53 yards wide,
100
with
yards.
two 10-yard end zones at each end. White markings on the field help players, referees and spectators keep a track of what's going on. The game starts with a kickoff.
Okay, so this is how the game starts off. Okay.
The team with possession of the ball is
With a kickoff. I thought it was always like when they were like in the lines and they threw the ball. Alright.
known as the offense, and the team without the ball is the defense. The job of the offense is to move the ball up the field and try and score points. This can be done by either running forwards with the ball, or by throwing it up the field for a teammate to catch. The offense is given 4 chances, or 4 downs, to make at least 10 yards. If the offense manages to move the ball 10 yards or more, they will retain possession of the ball, whilst given another 4 downs to make another 10 yards.
I would have never got that if I never watched that video. I didn't realise that it's like one team's attack and one team's defense, and the attack has to get as far as possible, and that's why. Because I was wondering in the other video why when they threw the ball really far and they caught it, they just stopped without it being at a touchdown. But someone in the comments said it's actually where they set up, like for the next time, like they're moving the ball forward along the pitch. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but it's like where they move to down the pitch, and that makes a lot of sense now.
On your TV screen you will see this graphic. This tells you what down the team is on, and this tells you how many yards they need to make. If you're also watching this on TV,
Like, it could sometime be like 1st and 20 or something.
they will also show you the lines they need to cross in order to make their downs. The defense's job is to stop the offense moving the ball forwards by tackling. This includes pulling them to the ground, stopping them from moving forward, or forcing them off the
I
field.
understand why they just stopped.
If the offense fails to move the ball 10 yards within 4 downs, the ball is given to the defending team at that point.
They become those
The defending
hackers.
team will then bring on their offensive players and try and move the ball in the opposite direction so that they can score.
Are there different players that are like specifically offense and defense, and then they like go on the bench? Defense players will go on the bench when attacking players go on, and the other way, like vice versa, or do they both attack and defend with the same players on the pitch? I'm not sure what he means by that.
You'll most likely see the offense kick the ball away on 4th down to make it more difficult for the other team to score. Teams will usually have 3 different units of 11 players that come on the field at different times. They include the offense. These players will usually come on the field when they have possession of the ball. The offensive unit consists of these positions. The quarterback
Ooh. I mean, it's about to explain it, but I'm just gonna have a look. Running back. So I guess it's like the last line of defense or something if they come through. Oh no, this is for the attack, sorry, the offense.
is the most important player on the field, as he's the one who decides to pass the ball up the field, hand it off to a teammate so that they can run with it, or decide to run with it himself. These offensive line positions are usually responsible for protecting the quarterback. The wide receivers are responsible for running down the field to catch the ball thrown by the quarterback. The tight end is responsible for blocking and also catching the ball in the middle of the field. and the running back and fullback is responsible for running with the ball up the field. The defense. These players will usually come on the field when the other team has the ball. The defensive unit consists of these positions.
Right.
The defensive line is responsible for moving past the offensive line. The linebackers stop running backs coming through the defensive line, and they're also responsible for attacking the quarterback. The cornerbacks try and stop the wide receivers, and the safeties try and stop the pass up the middle of the field. Special teams. Special teams are specialist players that come on the field when there's a kick involved. Within the special teams is a mixture of offensive and defensive players, mixed with either a punter or kicker for offense, or a punt returner for defense.
Well, so now you know what all the so many players. They don't just have loads of players on the bench. Each player has like a specific role. Like, what? So. See, I think I understand.
Do and how the game is played. But how do you score? In American football, there's 4 different ways of scoring. Number 1, a touchdown. The main way of scoring is via a touchdown. If the ball is carried into the end zone area, or thrown and caught in the end zone, this is a touchdown and is worth 6 points. Unlike in rugby, you don't need to touch the ball down onto the ground. All you have to do is cross the line with the nose of the ball to score.
That's the one thing I do know.
Number 2, extra points.
There's nothing else, I know.
Once a touchdown has been scored, you have the option of kicking it through the uprights for an extra point, or try and pass or run the ball into the end zone for
kick it through the posts after you've done a touchdown to score some extra points.
An extra 2 points. Most teams play it safe and go with the 1 point. Number 3, field goal. At any time, the team with the ball can kick the ball between the posts and over the crossbar. To do this, they must hand it to a teammate who will hold it down to the ground, ready for the kicker to make a kick.
So they have to hold it on the ground. They can't just like drop kick it. Someone has to hold it on the ground. Well, I guess is there a specific player that kicks it as well, or can like any player try kick it over the post?
A successful kick scores 3 points. Number 4, a safety. If the defense tackles an offensive player behind his own goal line, the defending team scores 2 points. The game is played in 4 15-minute quarters for a combined playing time of 60 minutes. High score at the end of 60 minutes wins. Ties are rare in American football, and overtime periods are played if necessary to determine the winner. Different leagues have different rules about tie games. Is that it? Is that all I need to know? Well, you're almost there, but American football is filled with lots of rules, and you'll need to understand a few more of them before playing or watching a game. For example, fumble. If a ball carrier drops the ball, that's a fumble. Any player on the field can recover the ball by diving onto it. The team that recovers a fumble gets possession of the ball.
But then they get to attack.
Interception. An aggressive defense can regain possession of the ball by catching or intercepting passes that are meant for players on the other team. Both fumble recoveries and interceptions can be run back into the end zone for touchdowns. Sack. If the defense tackles a quarterback whilst he has possession of the ball, this is known as a sack. This is detrimental to the offense.
So I guess if he gets taken down before it opens,
as a down is wasted, and this usually results in a loss of yards. Incomplete pass. If a pass intended to a receiver hits the ground first, or is thrown out of bounds, this is ruled an incomplete pass. A down is wasted, and play restarts from the spot of the last down. Penalty. If a player breaks one of the rules, referees will throw flags onto the field. They will determine who made the foul, and how many yards his team should be penalised. Challenge. If a coach disagrees with the decision on the field, they can throw red flags onto the field. The previous play will then be reviewed, and if the challenge is successful...
Like in Uno, have you ever played like Uno on Xbox, where you like challenge them when they say they've got Uno or they play? What do you think? Oh, don't worry, I'm just going to go off on another tangent here. Let's keep going.
The ruling on the field is reversed. If the challenge is unsuccessful and the ruling on the field stands, they forfeit 1 timeout. Timeout. If a team wants to stop the clock to regroup, take a break or discuss strategy, they are allowed 3 timeouts per half. Each timeout lasts 60 seconds, and players get a break of 12 minutes at half time. Now this is a lot to take in, but once you start playing or watching American football, the rules will become clear. If you found this video at all helpful, please like, share with your friends, rate, comment and subscribe.
I'll give it a like. Go on, you guys, I'll link it in the description as well. Give it a like. It's a good video. 2.7 million views as well. Done alright. Hopefully, I'll remember most of that. But a lot of the comments I was getting had kind of mentioned similar stuff to what I've seen in here. And I think just like all that information has kind of cleared it up for me a bit of what I'm actually seeing when I'm watching like these highlights for American football. But I was just like, I was impressed by like the things they were doing, like the hits, the throws, the catches, but I just had no idea what was going on in the game. But yeah, I'll do some more American football videos now after this and see how how this video helped my understanding and see if I've improved my understanding in American football. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, see you later.